Welcome. This is a recording of adults playing or talking about tabletop games. This means that adult language and or themes may occur within that could be seen as inappropriate for younger audiences. Thank you. Where we left off last time, you all were able to go into the rooms that the Inquisitor had you guys go into, and were faced with parts of your past, some that you remember and maybe have forgotten, some questions about your past after it's been played to you that you were asked, and overall just reminding you about some really shitty times in your lives, and things that maybe you hadn't noticed before because you were too young at the time, or things were too messed up to really notice the details, the small details of everything. But luckily you all were able to hold on to your courage throughout the nightmare torture, and were able to come awake chained in the high school's auditorium in front of the Inquisitor. From there, he posed to you guys a series of riddles to possibly save Wayo, the daughter of Heinlein, who was captured by the Inquisitor during the course of the events. You guys, with flawless ability, were able to accurately discern the riddles and save not just Wayo, but two other girls, and free yourselves from your bondage within there. However, upon their final release and your chains becoming unbound, the lights went out, and you all were forced to grope around in the dark to locate yourselves and find a way out. Unfortunately, as you were doing so, you found out that dark magic was encasing the auditorium and causing any sources of light to have major problems. Your flashlights and light from your own magics were quite difficult to cast. Also, you found yourselves in the presence of a three-headed shadow hound that you have later learned was the creation of a hellhound and dark magics by the Inquisitor itself. This shadow hound with three heads decided that it was going to make Zeke a doggy treat, and promptly threw him almost everywhere in the auditorium at some point or another, all over the place.
I would say Dodge Chew Toy would be more appropriate.
One of those milk bones, yeah. However, through finally being able to gather yourselves into a group, you all were able to succeed in surrounding the dog and finding out that it was highly endangered by flame and really any source of fiery light. And it realizing that it was in sorry sorts and highly damaged, it fled. Also during this time, due to the events going on, the Inquisitor was able to sneak out with no scratch on him. As you were able to do all this, you decided to have a conversation about what to do now that you have an entire high school filled with tortured victims, as well as Wayo. Through conversations and a diary owned by the Inquisitor himself, you guys were able to find out that he planned on killing everyone that he felt was guilty for his original banishment from the station when he was a youth. And that included everyone in that building. Well, almost everyone in that building. Manny, being willing to stay behind and watch over the people of his station, asked you guys to please take Wayo and the two girls with you guys and return to the station to seek help to gather everyone else and bring them back as a group, due to the roaming hellhounds and whatnot that are around in the city right now that you guys have destroyed the Houndmaster. And after only a few blocks away, the prediction from Ren was correct, and the entire high school went up in flames in a fiery explosion, seemingly and quite possibly to have killed everyone in a nearby radius, including Manny and all of the victims of the school. That's where we left off.
Sad face.
So what's the plan, guys?
Well, how many people were in that high school? Was that like the entire station aside from the 3 people that they rescued?
You had about a quarter
Like 50
to
people or so.
There was actually 65 total victims in that building, not including Manny.
So that station's doomed.
That station is royally fucked now. Also,
Okay.
I will say this freely, that you guys were unable to locate all the food, which was one of the original reasons you guys came there. So one can assume that that was also in the school.
Wait, what?
Remember, originally he wanted you to find food?
Ah,
That the entire school, or that the entire station's starving, and that the reason that all the people get caught there and led there is because there was food at the school?
Well, they have a lot less people to feed now.
Yeah, they do.
So,
And now they're gonna have even more as they slowly starve. So, what's the plan?
that
I'm assuming that
Library.
I'm assuming that you guys want to go back to the station with the 3 unconscious girls. Wyoming, one of them. Yes?
Yes.
This is to the 3 of you, since
Yeah.
Steven's new character is not here yet.
yeah, I'm not
I'm
not in any shape to do anything other than go lick my wounds.
Okay. I need the 3 of you to roll me a stealth check.
Book.
That's Dex, right?
That is Dex.
Unless you have stealth. Booyah.
High roller today. Woohoo.
Pika, you have scouting, you can reroll.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me.
Trust me, you want to.
Oh!
Close!
Definitely roll it high today.
does he keep the higher of the 2?
He has to
No, I
keep
keep-
the second one.
I have to keep the second
Mm.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, unlike Dungeons and Dragons, where on a advantage roll you can choose the higher of the 2, this one it's a, hey, you got something shitty or maybe okay, you can risk the second roll to do better. So it's kind of a risk-reward kind of situation. Okay, unfortunately in that situation, you guys are traveling and it's close to dusk at this point. Actually, if not dusk, the area, that film of gray has already set upon the city, and the sky is slowly turning from a purple to more of a black blue in its coloration. You can already see stars up in the sky and the moon beginning to shine through the clouds when you hear the baying of hellhounds in the distance.
I don't like this.
I'd say that probably you guys you'd have to make a choice of foregoing all stealth and booking it like hell, or trying to hide completely and hope that they can't find you and maybe mask your trail.
Are we able to wake up the girls yet?
They still, from that time to the time, they're still out. But you do
I'm gonna
have
grab
3.
some rope and tie them to me and then just start.
You're all gonna just book it, tie them up so that
I'm-
Ren can kind of carry them a little bit better.
I vote for run.
Run.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a run
I think
mode.
we're gonna have to go for run since one of us already kicked all the rocks and glass bottles.
Either that or find another like hatch underground or something.
I'd
Is
like to
there a
roll a perception
nearby?
check.
Is there a what?
Is there like a nearby entrance into the subway system, or?
That I'm saying you from the distance to the entrance that you guys originally came out of, you feel that if you ran really hard, you could probably outpass the hounds before they actually like catch fully your scent and start like chasing after you, and then outpacing the actual running of them, versus possibly trying to hide, which you could do if you wanted to try maybe a safer choice. But at that point, then you're out in the city above ground at night, which is, as you all know, extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I'll book it.
I'm voting for run.
Okay. I need running checks, which would be Constitution if you do not have running.
Oh, good. Something else I have a good plus modifier. And yay!
Okay, that seems
Nice.
that seems fairly adequate considering that Ren's carrying 2 human beings on her back. So you guys
Like 8 backpacks.
yeah,
And
you
like-
guys quickly begin into a quick jog. As far as running is concerned, Flowers, you've become fairly experienced at this. You did, SWAT team before, so drills and having to do military run type kind of experience is not beyond you in any capacity. Ren, very much the same thing. Your long legs you're not as trained as say Flowers is, but you have had training as a Templar, and your overall height and stride gives you an advantage in your ability to
I haven't
travel.
skipped all of leg day.
Yeah, you have not skipped leg day, but you're not quite to the leg day that Flowers is. Zeke, you're just scared shitless. After the dog, and you're hearing the hounds' cries, you just start having flashbacks of being literally thrown, what most quarterbacks throw, more than most quarterbacks throw, and an average pass across rooms and into chairs, and the overall adrenaline from fear causes you to quickly keep pace with Flowers as he's booking it. I need one more check from you guys. As you're running, you do hear that the dogs catch your scent.
Shit.
Ruh-roh!
Constitution?
It is a Constitution. Okay.
Wow, 2 1s. Wow.
Gaming, and I'm live, so I'm on stream
Wow.
Brother?
and camera. So
Hi, brother.
Oh, same here.
Wow. Fucking 2 1s. What am I doing with my life?
Apparently
Did I
you
forget
had
how
too
to
many
leg?
drinks and MREs, and you that cramping that you had when you originally were at the station seems to have caught up with you a little bit. That you're kind of having a second flush of bad digestion in your body as you're running. Your body's trying to push out the toxins from this workout, and your intestinal tract cramps up a little bit as you're running. However, luckily, you're able to make it to the station entrance. But as you do so, Flowers, you're the last one to go in, and over your shoulder you can see the dogs about a block down, charging towards your location before the guard, the lookout of the station, closes the hatch and locks all of you down into the underground location of the station itself. So, the guard looks at you all and he says, "Whoa, wait, is that Wyo?"
I'm gonna push past him. I don't know if I'm carrying her or if someone else is carrying her,
think
but I'm
you
just
were-
gonna push past him and be like, "Close the door! Close the door!"
He's already closed it. That happened.
Okay.
Oh,
So we're inside.
yeah, you are completely inside. He wouldn't have talked to you before that. But yeah, okay. You guys don't say anything?
I'm not gonna say anything.
I will say yes.
Okay. Cool. Wait, where's Manny?
yeah.
Withering look.
I'm gonna not answer that one.
I'm gonna look at the floor.
I'm just gonna keep walking in towards the station.
Okay. damn, he was just
looking
a kid,
looking
too.
looking dejected.
He looks over at Biscuits and he goes, leans towards him and he's like, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to got those loaded dice that he had by chance, did you?" Biscuits kind of just like looks at him and kind of like goes, "No." Keeps walking. He's like, "Oh, well," and he's like, "Well, go ahead. You know, I'm sure Heinlein will be happy to see you guys. So, you know, just keep
Is this,
following this tunnel."
Is this the crooked nose dude?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna punch him in the face if I heard him.
Okay, no. So you guys proceed forward and you re-enter the station. And where do you guys go now that you're back in the station?
I'm gonna go
You don't have,
with. To frick.
They don't have like a medic station or something, do they?
They do have a medic, but it's not a station.
Oh.
They just
I
have
will
like
put
two
the bodies
guys that
there.
are good at.
Yeah, why don't we go over there?
To where?
Their quote unquote medic.
Oh, it's not a station. You'd have to like go to like their outpost of like their soldier area, like their small barrack area, and probably find one. There's one on shift. all the time.
I guess we'll just go to Heinlein then,
Okay.
or whatever his name is.
Whatever works.
Okay. So you guys proceed forward, and quickly people start, you know, noticing you guys, and you're hearing whispers of you know, certain things like, "Wow, they found Wyo," and "Hey, where's Manny?" And you know, just, you know, little snippets of conversation like that, and "I don't see any food with them. Do you think they found the food?" You know, just little bits of that. As you make your way to Heinlein's place. As you reach Heinlein's place, the guards quickly open the doors. They don't even pause or anything. And inside is not just Heinlein, but two members of your own station are actually in there. Both Templars. Kiro, you would know, as Ren, you would know them both from your travels. One is Roland, and one is a Templar soldier by the name of Abigail. At this point, if you would, Stephen, could you give us a little bit of background about your characters so that everyone knows and is familiar with you and, you know, what they would know of you from the station?
You want like in character or just like a little
No,
brief blurb
this
about
is
him?
out of character. Just what they
Okay.
should know about you for further.
What do you
Things.
look like? And
But if you want to, you know, withhold stuff because they wouldn't know, then don't. And if they would know, then please let them know.
Okay, I'm a Templar. I guess as far as Ren would know, I joined a couple years ago after my wife and my kids were killed during the beginning of the apocalypse. I had a younger son in the Templars. He went missing a year ago on a mission, and I kind of been withdrawn since then. I'm a big, tough soldier guy. I'm calm. I try and resolve most things through diplomacy before I get to a fight, but if there's a demon, I'm going to take it out as quick as possible. Kind of boring, good guy, you know? Very straight
sounds like my
line.
character, a little bit.
If you've never read Dark Tower, you won't know where I got the inspiration from. He's kind of it's a gunslinger diplomat, but in this one I got a sword and a shield. And I was a librarian before, after I got out of the military.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What do you look like?
Oh, sorry. If you've ever seen Hell on Wheels, I look like Anson Mount. You can Google Anson Mount. Tall, about my height, so about 6'4", 6'5", but in shape. Big, scary dude.
Was it Ants on Mount?
Anson Mount. Mount.
Mount. Oh.
Awesome. Real quick, Flowers, were you on the mission when his son got killed? Or wait, did you say missing or killed? Missing, right?
Missing.
I don't know because the whole mission wiped. I
Okay.
thought.
Flowers, were you on that mission when his son went missing?
Is this the one where I get to choose, or do I have
This
to go
is
back
totally
and-
up to you. I'm just wondering if you want to have that kind of relation with, his character, where maybe you were there as one of the members and you tried to save his son, but his son got, separated from you guys, or no, you missed that one. You weren't on that mission. Totally up to you.
I don't know which one to pick, because it didn't seem like we had a whole lot of options for missing people on the one that shit went sideways on. Where I met Biscuits, at least.
Well, you've done this multiple times. You've done multiple.
That's
missions.
true.
One thing that you guys, just to kind of bring this up to you guys, your station is primarily a Templar station. It's not a full Templar station, but it is heavy Templar. As far as things go, Nate, with you being Yakuza, you would have a little bit more knowledge about sneaky type stuff. So, in general, Templars tend to be a little bit more go in there and hack apart everything that's in the vicinity and walk out covered in blood and awesome. So this is kind of really up to you, and at that point, basically, I just ask you, do you want this? This is just totally up to you. It's pure flavor for something between you and Steven's character.
It's kind of sounds like, do you want to be known to Steven, or do you want to not be known to him, I guess?
Well, I mean, if you were on the mission, I might hold some grudge that you could have saved my kid or something, or that's not really
something.
And
Or
that'll
maybe
be
you
up to
just did
Steven
your
to
best.
decide. But that's what I
Well,
want to know.
that's not really in character
because he
so probably
could
wouldn't miss that year.
appreciate that you were the only one that tried to save his kid.
True.
It's kind of up to you on how you guys want to play that, but I'm giving you this kind of side story that you guys can explore between yourselves.
It's like Reddit 50-50 right here. I'm gonna go with I didn't go on that mission, but I did, kind of know him type thing.
You knew the kid, or you knew...
The kid, yeah, we interacted because we would do runs, but I wasn't on the mission that he was missing.
Okay, so maybe his kid was a little bit fresh to the entire thing, and you were doing a little bit more hard missions.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that was the case, that you tend to take a little bit more tactful missions, where this was more of a supply run and wasn't expected to go south, and it did. And so unfortunately you weren't there, and you all obviously kept an eye out for the last few runs after that incident to possibly find him, but you aren't able to pick up any trace of his kid. Stations do missions, Steven, just so you know. However, certain stations have kind of a orientation. So to the north is very Illuminati, to the south is very Yakuza, and the Templars kind of station themselves right around the Chaos Gate itself because they're able to do the majority of the combat to hold the demons from getting into the tunnels themselves. So
the different orders aren't constantly at war.
Oh no, they're definitely not at war. They
Okay.
have differing opinions on how to solve the situation or what they're good at. Yakuza try to stay into the shadows. They're very good at recon, but they kind of don't want to get involved. They're more kind of survival, where Templars are, I can solve everything with a sword. The Illuminati tend to be the ones that have a majority of the magic and are therefore more distrusted because they're still learning it. They tend to be a little bit more the intellectuals. And so Templars and them have the worst friction of any of them, but they still get along and help each other because really at this point it's all about saving humanity. So no one tries to kill each other. But just like in the station that you guys all are in right now, they're underground and almost pure underground, or at least anyone that's from a different faction is quiet about it or doesn't tell anyone, and mainly because there's animosity towards also West and East Boston, because East Boston is really well off because all the orders are there, where the further west you go, the less orders there are, and therefore less support and less supplies, so they're kind of on their own. So almost everything from where you guys are currently in stations outward are almost all pure underground.
Okay.
So that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
So you guys walk into the building and you see Abigail and Roland and Heinlein. To give you guys a quick rundown on Abigail, Abigail is a member of the Order Ren. She's about your age as well. However, she's extremely ambitious in her nature. She actually is kind of a bitch. She's always been a bitch, but she always means well in her bitchiness. It's not like she goes out and seeks to cause trouble, but she just doesn't know how to say something nice. You know, even when she's giving you a compliment, it sounds snarky. But
Sounds like me in real life. Ha ha!
but
I hope I'm not like that.
she's progressed very, very quickly within the ranks. Once she found the Templars, or the Templars found her. She doesn't so much follow the whole strict religion aspect of it, but she has more than shown herself in her capabilities in combat. She also idolized Matthew very heavily and followed him everywhere and trained under him. That's majority of the time that you've met her was when Matthew was working with you as well. She was always right there asking for extra lessons and working harder than everyone else. And so, while not the nicest person in the world, always been a benefit to the Templars as a whole. And she's actually the one that's, and rank-wise, she is above Roland. And actually, she kind of falls between Roland, I guess I would say like kind of you, Roland, her, and then Matthew in kind of hierarchy. You guys would know that easily from your station. And they all turn to you, and immediately Heinlein, when he sees the two girls looped over your shoulders, he can see the hair from Wayo, and immediately rushes over and pulls her off your shoulder and starts holding her and you know, looking at her, and he goes, "Why won't she wake up? What's wrong with her?" Zach, you are muted.
This is how we found her.
Okay.
No, she was like under a spell. I think.
Fucking magic users. And he leans out towards the door and he says, "Give me a medic now."
I'm putting down the other body, or the other girl, other girl,
I think you should juggle them.
Okay.
and I kind of like. I'm just like all slumped, just not. I knew what was gonna happen, and I'm just like really emo.
Okay. So.
And I'm just like on the ground, like.
So he's completely kind of forgot you guys and everything that you guys went out there for. Now that Wayo's actually in his possession. At which point Abigail walks over and she goes, "So, y'all took your sweet time getting back to the station?"
It's a long story.
I'm not even gonna like look at her. I'm just gonna be like face in my hands, just like rubbing my eyes, just like sitting on the floor next to this unconscious girl.
Who's the current ranking member of this unit?
I don't think we have one.
Where's Matthew?
Grave it. Guardian down.
Um,
I'm gonna
I
go
will
with-
pull out the beads from my pocket, and then I'll like put it back in my pocket. I was gonna like throw it down, but I'm gonna like put it back in my pocket after like holding it up. I'm gonna put it back in my pocket.
At this point, oh, so you like show it to her?
Yeah, the rosary.
Okay. You can see that her face goes just sheet white from that, and she looks at you and she goes, "I did you see him die?"
How could you let that happen?
No, but she seems like kind of like shocked by it. And she's like, "Did you see him die?"
We saw an explosion.
He told us to
Explosion?
run, and I'm gonna tell her like we got cornered in a building by hellhounds, big hellhounds, and then he told us to run, and we ran, and then later we found these on the. We know that was the the Houndmaster, right? Or it would be called the Houndmaster, so I could just be like, the Houndmaster found us, and these were on him.
What was that
We've been
explosion thing that you were talking about?
Wasn't there a
Bright white light.
yeah? That's what I'm referring to.
Was anything particular happening to him when that happened?
He was all glowy.
Okay. Do you recover anything else of his? His axe, by chance? Shit.
Honestly, we
Nope.
haven't been able to go look.
All right.
We've been kind of constantly on the run.
Well, from this moment forward, you're now under my command until we get back to the station and you're relieved. Questions?
I want to
Good.
flip her off so bad.
Just do it. Do it.
Out of character, I really want to flip her off, but in character, I'm just dejected and like just real down and out, and mentally and physically exhausted.
At that point, she walks over. Okay. She walks over to Heinlein and she looks down at him, and she goes, "I'm sorry to do this to you, sir, but I need to extract my team and take them back to my station. You negotiated with them tools, correct?" At which point he kind of like pulls himself together a little bit. The medic has already came in at this point, and they're currently looking at her, checking her pupils, stuff like that, pulse, whatnot. This guy definitely seems like he's had some real like triage medical training, not like good medical training, but he knows how to check over a body and make sure they're alive and their vitals are good. And he kind of gathers himself and he says, I said as much as they can carry. We will happily give the tools. As far as things go, you obviously are welcome to leave and take all the tools that you can. However, before you leave, I do have a few questions for the members of your team before they leave. I did have them on a mission as a recon, and I need to know what they found. At which point he kind of looks over at the three of you.
I will relay the description of the scenario at the school.
Okay.
Like all the torture and everything? The whole
So-
9 yards?
A little more, with a little more brevity than that, but yeah. Not serious detail, but, describe roughly what happened.
Okay. So what do you tell him about the Inquisitor?
He's a dick. No,
Well, he kind of was.
that he's clearly some sort of quote-unquote master of some illusion magic and is quite sadistic.
All right. And where's Manny?
Yeah.
Did you tell him about the building blowing up, or? Because you were describing to him what was in the building, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and there are people in the building.
Oh, but you didn't describe.
I'll tell him we left him there to try to frick, watch over people, and then the building exploded about after we were already on our way.
With Manny inside.
Yeah.
To our knowledge.
Okay. He's like, fuck, we really needed that food. To be honest, I already gave up on almost every one of those people. I have to pay attention to the people that I've already lost. Or that I haven't lost. Alright. We'll try to make it work. Thank you all. And he motions over one of his soldiers and tells them, give them as many tools as they need, every tool that they ask for. And he says, if you don't mind, if Waya was actually and truly affected by magic, I need the help of your magic user. And he looks over at Abigail and says, are you willing to leave Biscuits here for a little bit until I can figure out what's going on with these 3 girls? And she goes, shit, he's not one of mine. Creepy ass clown. And
we need to rest up anyway.
Yeah.
So we
and
might as well
at
wait
that
for
point, Biscuits is kind of like, oh hell no. And she's like, she just kind of looks at him and she's like, you can do whatever you want, but I don't care what you do. He kind of looks at Heinlein and looks at her and looks at Heinlein, looks at Ren, looks at Heinlein, looks at
Well,
Ren,
I'm gonna
looks
be
at her.
like, we've been through a lot. Like, he saved our lives a few times. I'm not going without him, is what I'll say.
Okay. And he kind of looks and he goes, good enough for me. I'll stay, just for a little bit though. I guess I'm the only one here that knows anything about magic. So I'll catch up with you guys in like a day. I'd like to comb through this journal a little bit longer too. And
I got a question.
yeah, go for it.
When I was walking in with Abigail, did I see how many people were in the station roundabout?
Yes.
There's like 150 left, right?
There would be a little bit less than that, yeah.
And how many people are at the station we came from?
You guys are like a 600 person station.
Okay, so I was gonna ask, could like we fold these guys into our station because they're clearly screwed if we leave them here, but that would be kind of bringing in a lot of people. I guess I wouldn't ask that, right? That wouldn't be feasible.
That would be highly overstepping your authority to mention that openly.
Well, I
in
didn't
front
know
of
if we had
Highlight.
like 20,000 people. I didn't know if we had like 10,000 people,
Right.
and this would just be nobody. But never mind.
The largest stations have thousands of people, but your station is not one of the main stations.
Okay.
You're kind of like on the outskirts between major stations, so you're kind of a travel between
Outpost.
hub between very much an outpost.
We're so far away too
You
that
guys are
moving
really far away.
100 and some people would be super hard. Like,
Yeah,
not
that's
all
why I
of
was
them are-
asking about the logistics of it.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be,
All right, never
especially
mind.
because they're all starving on top of everything else, that would be absolutely a no-go. And she goes, all right. So, and she kind of looks over and she's like, any of you need rest and healing before we get out of here?
Yes. And bullets. Bullets. Lots and lots of bullets.
She looks over at Heinlein. She says, you have any munitions for my men? At which point he goes, I don't have anything different than I did when they last left, unfortunately.
Asshole.
And she looks at you all and she goes, I only carry pistol rounds, so unless you need those, you're kind of SOL on me.
Technically 9mm a pistol round.
I could give
They
you
are
back that
not
long
9mm
sword.
rounds.
Fucking cock gobblers.
They are 45s.
Nobody carries.
What's that, Kiro?
I can give him back the long sword at least, so that he has something. Or
Who?
I have a bat and a long sword, guys. Someone can take a melee weapon, just in case you run out of bullets.
I have technically 25 left, including my armor-piercing rounds, but I don't like that.
Okay.
Before, like, I'm gonna assume at some point when everybody is, like, filing out, like Abigail and Roland and everybody, I'm gonna be like, wait, and then I'm gonna go over to Highline and kind of pull him to the side, and then tell him about the library food, and then walk out. Like, just like it never happened. Like, all secret.
Like the
Like-
food at the library?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's like a fucking right across the street, isn't it?
From the original exit, yeah, it's right across the street.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So did anyone say yes to the needing healing thing?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
I did.
Because we got sidetracked for a
I
second on that.
I think I only lost like 1 hit point, so.
Well, lucky you.
Well, the thing fucking ran away from me the whole damn time, so.
I know.
Fuck you! Punch him in the
She
face.
walks over to you and she says, Rosary, and she holds out her hand to you.
No. I say no.
Do you want your friends healed or not?
I guess. Is she? Do I know that she's like a healer of some sort, or
You've never done missions with her.
what do you need it for? I'll ask. Like,
It's a holy item. Do I need to make this an order, soldier?
doesn't matter. I'm not gonna give it to you.
Okay. Well, this is a
She's not
immutable
telling
subject.
me why she needs it, other than it's a holy item.
To heal us.
Well,
That
why
was-
wouldn't she just tell me that?
She did. Do you want your friends healed? Was the premise.
Oh.
That is
fuck
what
it.
she said.
I'll give it to her.
Okay.
Fuck it.
She takes it and she quickly walks over. Who's the most hurt? Zeke. You're
Yeah.
I'm pretty low,
actually
but this was a
you're
bis-
better than Flowers, but we'll ignore Flowers. Or I mean, not Flowers. Biscuits.
Biscuits.
Biscuits was the most.
I was
hurt,
like, no, I have
Yeah.
more health than him.
No, he
has
had-
like 1 blood.
because Biscuits gave
Yes,
him the health potion, which healed him
Yeah.
to
Oh,
a
that's
higher
right,
point
yeah.
than Biscuits was.
Yeah, he's at
but we'll
7,
ignore
I'm
him
at
because
10.
he's going to be at the station. She walks over to you and she looks at you and she goes, "Strip."
I already hate this bitch. Like, super hate her.
How much?
Undergarments.
Okay.
Unless you want all your clothes wet.
Well, they could probably be cleaned anyway, but
At that point,
Okay.
she looks over at one of the guards. She needs, I think, buckets of water. At which point, they
Kinda get
quickly
interesting.
start bringing in buckets. She then takes the rosary and she puts it in her fist, and she puts her fist in the water, and you hear her start praying. At which point, the water begins to bubble and almost boil with heat. When she pulls it out, the boiling stops, and she looks at you, Zeke, and she says, "Pour it over yourself. Both buckets, now."
you could at least say please. As
Do you
I-
do it?
Yes.
Full HP.
Wow.
He's like, "I can only do that once. So who else needs major healing?"
I need 15 life points.
Okay. She walks over to you and she pulls out a skin of like a bottle of water, and she claps her hand with the rosary in it on top of your wounds, and she slowly starts drizzling water, and you hear the hiss of almost like peroxide, and you can actually feel the skin underneath her hand begin to knit from the injuries that you've had.
Awesome.
You get back, you said 15?
See.
You get back 10.
Killing me.
No, that's what the dog did to me. You're
Anyone
fine.
else? Alright. She looks over at you and she says, "Is there anything of Matthew's that you have?"
I don't know.
She looks at Ren and she says that.
Just that.
Okay.
I
And
say
she
nodding to
pockets his rosary into one of her pouches. She says, "Alright. If there's no other questions, we're gonna leave." Good! And she quickly motions you all to go out, and outside are packs filled with tools that the one guard that Heinlein spoke to was able to gather for you guys. There's also one for... already forgetting your name. Roland. Derp. There's one also,
Yes.
another pack for you, Roland, which appears to be the one that Biscuits would normally be carrying.
All right,
Well-
I'll grab that and pack of tools.
He
Oh,
said
so
he's
I'm carrying 2 packs of tools.
You're just
He
carrying
said
the one.
he.
It's normally Biscuits' pack, but it's there ready for someone to carry. And it's like for you to
Okay.
carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
take
thought
the player
Biscuits
and grab
was
it.
meeting up with us like a day later or something.
Right, but
Yeah, it's,
they're
it's
not,
I think
so-
you mean the pack of tools that he would have carried, right?
that he would have carried.
Yeah, I'll grab 'em.
okay.
But
My
as
bad.
far as she's concerned, she's basically making one of her soldiers take it because your station needs the tools. So the sooner you all can get them, the better. Any other questions, soldiers?
No.
Good? Alright, let's go. At which point she motions you guys. You guys actually go out the exit that originally was towards the church side, going back up. And you go above top ground and you all begin to proceed going back. Actually, lie. I'm gonna retcon that. I forgot that I told you guys that it was dusk. You guys are gonna wait a night.
Okay.
My bad.
So-
DM mistake.
So
So I guess that means I have full hit points now.
Yes. Minor, you can do a 1d6 plus your intelligence and healing for the night.
I literally had 1 hit point needed, so
That's fine.
I'm assuming Foxy needs to
Foxy,
roll,
what's your intelligence?
I think it's 0. 0, yeah.
Roll me a 1d6.
Balls.
that explains why you attack everything on sight.
Shut up.
You get 2 more HP back, so you're just -3 now.
Excuse me.
So in that case, she leads you all to a section of the tunnel area where it's a little bit separate from everyone, and she has everyone kind of set up camp in a dry, warm area, larger, almost like a gathering area, an open gathering area where people would be, go to hear like major announcements and stuff, and you all kind of set up camp separate from the rest of the people in that area. And she looks over and she says, "Who wants watch? I need at
I'll
least 4
volunteer.
watchers." Okay.
I will, I guess.
Okay. Zeke, you get to sleep the whole time.
Woohoo.
The three of us and Flowers will take shifts together. As far as things go, we'll say that it'll go Abigail, Ren, Flowers, and then you, Steven.
That's kind of stingy on her part. First watch, she gets more sleep.
Advantage of being in command.
Yeah.
Well, we could tell her to fuck herself and take last watch.
I mean, last is only, it's the middle watches that suck. You gotta wake up
Well,
halfway through the night.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, we could tell her to go fuck herself.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you just want to tell her to go fuck herself.
I'm
really
just
does.
saying that we
Thank you,
could.
babe. Made me really strong.
And here we go. He's starting, guys.
We're doomed.
Drinks begin.
Don't worry. It takes a lot more. That was a rare night.
Right.
Says the guy in college. Like, I assume everybody in college is going to drink a lot
There's plenty of drinking, just not usually to that level.
just to get through.
Yeah, I'm still afraid to watch that video.
Are we passing through near Chinatown again or whatever? That's where I will say fuck herself, and then I'm gonna go and check out my home.
She hasn't told, and you guys are doing your shift. I need seeing or hearing checks from all of you.
Does that include
If you
me?
don't have, if you don't have that, what is it?
Perception, I'm guessing.
It's perception if you don't have a seeing or hearing, and Zach, you get to sleep the whole night.
Woo.
I'm missing one. Oh no, duh. She's the fourth. Herk-a-dirk! Oh my God. I know there's 4 people on a shift. What the fuck? Okay. Roland. During the night, you actually catch that she is awake. She wakes up early. So she took first watch, and she wakes up shortly after your shift. And you can see that she's sitting there meticulously cleaning her gun. Kind of quiet, though. And then she walks over, and she's looking at Ren. And you notice that when she looks...
With their guns still?
Huh? No, her guns are fine. She's holds them. She cleans them, but then she walks over and looks at Ren. And she's just kind of looking at her. And slowly you actually see that she's not looking at her, but she's looking at the sword that Ren has. This giant 2-handed great sword.
Xenophon or whatever.
Xandalfon, yes. But as far as your character is concerned, you don't know that that's a
yeah.
blade. But she's looking at it.
Is it
Do I
like
still
obviously
have the
magical?
mask,
You can tell
or
she's
does
kind of
Flowers
jealous.
have the mask again.
I would need an empathy check from you for you to discern how she feels about that. That would be another perception check.
Oh.
Wait, isn't the great sword sheathed and maybe
Oh,
it
I
has
have
like
no idea.
Which means
Yep.
that she wouldn't know what it is.
She just
Well, I was just asking, is like the handle really ornate? Is it like obviously an awesome sword? Or
The handle is very ornate.
okay.
It looks to...
So I'll take note of that.
I would say that it's very blatantly obvious that that is a very, very well-made sword.
But since I rolled a 9, as far as I know, she's just curious.
As far as you're concerned, she doesn't seem to have any inclination of jealousy or major interest beyond that you find it interesting that she's paying attention to Ren's sword. One thing that would become kind of as a side thought for you is that she nor Ren, throughout their training, ever used swords.
Oh. What did they use?
Ren was always a fist fighter, and she uses
Okay.
pistols. She's always been a firearms warrior.
So when I see her using the sword, it'll all mark it as a change of character.
If you saw either of them using a sword, that would be very odd for you to see.
Okay.
Throughout your time, because you've been with the Templars since the beginning, immediately after the invasion, where Ren was still growing up at that point, you've seen Ren get trained, and she had difficulty with blades. Where Abigail, she didn't have a difficulty per se, but she was never good at it. She had better skill within firearms, and so she always trained harder in that aspect.
Okay.
But it is a little bit out of character for her to pay so much attention to a sword.
How long is she watching her? Is this like a creepy, like 15 minutes of staring at the sword?
Well, it's like you kind of see like a couple seconds where it's kind of like where you think that she's looking at Ren, and you kind of get that like this is really creepy, but then you realize that her sight is off from Ren a little bit next to Ren, and she seems to inspect the sword for about a minute or two.
Okay.
Can I unconsciously curl around the sword, like?
Yum.
Yum. Like have my hand around the hilts and just like,
No.
It's a comfort. It's my comfort, my safety
I'll say
blanket.
that it is packed into your pack though, so it's not like away from your person per se. But no, but Abigail definitely seems to be noticing that sword.
Can I say
Wait,
it's a beautiful sword?
Am I still wearing the mask?
No, you're sleeping.
Is it like on
so
my head
she
though,
can
or did
wear
I
it.
like put
No,
it
you
away?
put it away.
Okay.
So you say beautiful sword?
While she's noticing, I'm like, yeah, it's a beautiful blade or something, isn't it? Because I like swords. So.
Yeah. And she kind of like startles for a second. She's like, "Oh, shit! Of course you're fucking awake. It's your shift." Yeah. And then she looks at you and she goes, "Isn't it weird that Ren's carrying a sword though?"
It's a little out of character, yeah, but like I said, it's a beautiful sword.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like, I remember her training with Matthew. She fucking sucked at swords.
Well, we don't know that she's used it yet. She might have just found a cool blade and picked it up.
I guess. It's just weird. Like, something's nagging at me about it.
I don't share that feeling. I rolled a 9.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
yeah. I'll leave her confused.
She's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna walk around a little bit before we wake everyone."
I'm gonna tell her she should take some sleep, but all right.
She kind of like walks away and just kind of like waves her hand at you and goes off into the darkness and kind of walks around the station.
How old is she?
Mid-20s. That's what you are, Ren,
Okay.
right? You're about
So she's
mid-20s?
a kid to me,
Me?
but
Sure. I think I'm like 23.
Yeah, she'd be a little bit older, maybe like 25, 26. A little bit older than Ren. But yeah, still a kid for you. But yeah. After about 20 minutes or so, she comes back and she looks at you and she's like, "All right, let's wake him up." And so
wake him up.
you all get shifted and awoken by Roland and Abigail, and proceed to pack up and get ready, and she walks over to what?
Who got waken up first?
I'd say that she probably woke up Ren first.
Okay.
Roland, who would you have woken up first?
I would have definitely woken up Ren first. I don't even know the rest of them, right?
Yeah, but
If she tried to wake me up, can I be startled awake and attempt to punch her?
no. I'd say that you either
Bad
woke
dreams,
up Zach or Zeke or Flowers first. Your choice.
I'll go for the SWAT dude because I kind of
Okay,
got an eye on him. I
Flowers.
don't know him.
So you're last. You're last. You got to go to bed first. Didn't have to wake up until the last person. So Zeke got a full night's sleep.
Woohoo!
At this point, guys, the usual ritual, at least as far as runners go, is that you wake up right before dawn, so that you have the most sunlight available to you during your travels. That's normal protocol for you guys. And today is, even though you're underground, you can still figure out that that's pretty much going to be the case. As you all get woken up and pack your things and go, she proceeds to lead you guys through and heads towards the entrance that Roland, you and her came through, which is at a church, the same church that the players originally came through as well. And you proceed to leave. She, as you're going, she seems to not be too sneaky. She kind of is taking a very direct route, and for all of you guys, it's quickly understood that she's actually taking you very close to the Chaos Gate. There's no going the long way like you guys originally did with Ichabod.
Can I ask her why she's doing that? Like, hey, I noticed you're taking us really close to the gate. Why?
She turns to you guys and she says, "We have one mission before we go back. I was asked to check in on Arlington Station, which lies close to the Hellgate. We've lost communication with them as of the last week or so, and I need to see why."
Shouldn't we have mentioned this to the dude that we left behind?
He's not of the Templars. He doesn't need to know.
Okay.
Technically, neither are the other two guys, but we brought them along.
They're from our station. They're part of the team by proxy. Flowers here has actually proved himself on a number of occasions, and he's not dead yet, so that's one thing going for him.
Oh, so she has a vague relationship with everybody except for Creepy Clown.
Isn't
And
Biscuits
Zeke.
part?
She doesn't like Creepy Clown, and Zeke is to her probably just a musician.
Okay.
But he's got a shotgun, so yay on that. What were you saying, though, Zach?
I was say, but he is part of our station.
Yeah, but he's Creepy Clown with magic.
Yeah, the magic's
Bacon.
been really freaking useful, though, so
And
I'm
she
kind of
doesn't trust
thinking... What?
I'm just gonna
I mean,
mumble.
it's too late now. We're gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
From that point, she proceeds to take you guys, and just so you guys know, Arlington Station is right next to Boston Commons.
Map, please.
Can you bust out the map? Because I don't know Boston at all.
Absolutely. Let's take you guys to Boston.
We're going to town on this map.
Oh, my download
Your
is really
puns
shitty
needed
or
just
something.
No.
What about me?
No.
Boston
I'm not a
Commons,
huge
where is
fan of
that?
shitty puns.
It's the big
down
green
towards the bottom
area
middle.
on the map.
Map not loaded.
Oh, okay.
Curse you, internets.
Central Burying Ground?
Wait, we passed Chinatown again, even though I asked if
You
we were
haven't
passing
even gotten to Chinatown yet.
You just said we're over here.
No, it's by
Chinatown's
Boston
right
Commons.
here.
Arlington is right here.
Oh,
You
I
guys
thought we were
started
up here. I was like, what the fuck?
You guys have literally walked 2 blocks.
God.
Where
So then
where
we
is the
could go
Chaos
back
Gate?
and tell Biscuits where we were going.
Chaos Gate is right next to Frog Pond and the underground parking.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I can see now. Okay.
And yeah, shouldn't we go back and tell? I mean, I don't have a relationship with him, so I don't care.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll run back. I'll run there and run back.
She looks at you and she says, "Do not split the team. We've had that problem already."
You already did. I say to her.
He's not part of the team.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Soldier.
Yes, he is.
She just
You weren't.
turns
You have.
and-
You weren't here with us when the shit went down.
I don't care. He can get accolades and appreciation when he gets back. Until then, he's not part of our team.
That's
Can I ask what
bullshit
Abigail's
and you
diplomacy
know it,
is?
is what I'm gonna say.
Her communication?
Yeah.
or like
-5.
0 is what he's saying.
She is direct and to the point and highly abrasive.
I'm gonna give Kiro a thumbs up behind Abigail's back.
But I'm gonna tell her, like, you weren't here when the shit went down, and then she goes, what did she say? Like, it doesn't matter, commendations, blah blah blah, and I'll be like, oh fuck, what did I say just now? That was like,
I said the super awesome thing that totally made me sound like a badass.
it did. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I
You
had
said
it.
that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit, and you know it is what I said. Yeah, that's right.
She looks at you and she says, whether your opinion matters or not only is up to you. Unfortunately for you, as one of the Templars, you're under my command.
How strict do we take military command? Can she get like executed if she just says screw you?
No, but she can get
I just
court-martialed.
get,
Okay.
There, as far as your station's been concerned, there's not been much issue due to basically the Templars doing things for the best of humanity, but they're more strict on their order and organization. I'd say if you want, roll me a military lore check, intelligence.
Certainly.
Ren, if you want to do this too, go for it, since you're part of the Templars.
Do I do anything? I just clicked the intelligence macro, right?
If you would see that focus with a question mark,
Oh,
normally
yeah.
you would
Click
check
it.
that and it gives you the bonus too, so we'll just add that to your thing. 15 and a 10.
Okay, so I got a 15.
You guys know that she has a lot of sway with her rank within the Templars for her station.
I'm still kind of like, fuck this
And she
bitch.
fully has the capability of basically getting you arrested, jailed, and tried for...
Is there a no man
insubordination.
left behind sort of mentality, though? Mentality?
There is
or
within the
that-
Templars themselves,
But he's
But-
not a Templar.
but not a Templar. There's a firm
So
rule
wait,
with
when
it.
we started our run,
Well-
was he just a hired hand, or what
Yep,
was he?
basically
Like,
he's
I
a
thought
hired
he...
hand. Just like
Can I?
Flowers and Zeke are.
That's just what really fucking pisses me off, though, is that she's just like, because he's creepy. Like, fuck that dude, but...
Well, can I play diplomat and say, Arlington's not that far. We can go check it out and then come back and get him when he's finished with what he's doing. Just trying to diffuse the tension.
Sure. Roll me a... What would that be?
See, I'm more willing to believe that
Communication persuasion check.
than fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll against that?
She goes,
or...
all right, tell you what. If everything's fine in Arlington and we get done in there, I'll let Ren run back and let him know where we are. And maybe if he's done, he can come and join us.
So we
Okay,
have
maybe
to be
ignore
done
rude
in
wording.
like a
but-
day. Because he said he would catch up to us in a day.
Right, so basically she's saying if Arlington is fine, then she'll pause, she'll let you run back real quick after the day at Arlington and, let him know that you guys are on the way. Or, that you're
Fine.
at Arlington and let him catch up.
Fine.
Okay. At which point you're headed towards Arlington and...
As Abigail turns around and starts walking forward and I'm behind her, I'm going to flip her off.
Okay. Awesome.
Or make a face. Or something.
And you guys actually... as you're moving
I'm
through...
assuming we're not best friends from childhood.
Apparently not. And you guys are actually noticing that she's taking you extremely close to the Hellgate or the Chaos Gate, and she's actually taking you to the old central burying grounds, right there. And
So we
Where?
walked past Arlington Station.
the station entrance is collapsed. She's
Okay.
taking
Central
you to
burying grounds right there?
Yep.
Okay.
I need you all to roll me stealth checks
I thought she wasn't being stealthy.
until now.
She was just like, fuck it.
Ooh.
Stealth is
I-
dexterity?
Correct.
Yep. I am
The
not a high
fuck,
roller
Foxy?
today.
You just like went invisible.
Would you like
That's
to
how I do.
re-roll, Zeke?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get much lower than an 11.
You got a
Tramping around
fucking
like a
9
anyway.
last time.
Yeah.
Before. Let's do it. Woo!
There
We
you
both
go.
went invisible.
Yeah.
There's a gentle shimmer around you.
You threw on
Oh,
his
jeez.
Harry Potter invisibility cloak just because we can throw that reference in there and make me cringe.
No, I'm thinking more of like hidden or like.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, and there's a fucking mosquito that will die by the end of this session. I swear to God.
It's behind you.
Yeah. Just
Fuck
fucking-
mosquitoes, man.
So you all are proceeding, and at this point, when you get to like actually the Arlington Station entrance, she slowly starts to cut a little bit wide. You actually go up Stewart Street, and then you slowly start weaving through alleys and buildings. So you're actually here. Let me draw for you, so you know.
I'm trying to find Stewart Street.
It's south.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right here, you then go here, 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 and then you're going like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got a 9. I broke a window or something.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that point. So,
Okay.
I broke a window or something.
so once you get to Arlington, she kind of suddenly makes a quick 90-degree turn and starts leading you down these streets. But still, you're kind of like staying along a main pathway, but you're kind of like slinking between buildings here and there. However, at one point, Roland, you end up like leaning. You as you're like kind of creeping through buildings, you like step on some rubble and your foot slips, and you go to like catch yourself on part of like a windowsill of a broken building, and the whole wall caves in sideways. Like,
Oh shit.
like it doesn't like collapse on you, but like I mean like you're gonna have like this huge wall fall on you, but like a whole section of brick, probably about as wide as like your arms are, kind of just like crumbles in and falls on top of you, and makes a lot of racket when you do that.
My bad.
She's just like, oh, fuck. She's like, you do realize we're right next to the Hellgate, right?
Lo,
Chaos
lo,
Gate.
lo,
I'm
lo.
gonna say that for the rest of this fucking campaign. Roll me all another stealth check.
Go, get. Where's my mouse?
Look at all
Who
that
is the
red.
low one? Roll it
I have
again.
a 2 dexterity. It's not like I'm.
Same here.
Jeez.
You didn't do much better.
That last round I did.
I would like to point out I still got the highest one with the red.
Roland and I cracked a joke about Abigail, and we started chuckling really loud on accident.
You're both talking shit about Abigail behind her back, and suddenly you both start bust out laughing while you're walking. I'm gonna say
And
that
I just
happened.
knocked the
That's
rest of the
gonna
building over.
become that happened. That's something that's
Oh,
going
shit.
on. So
Oh dear.
Ren just can't hold it back anymore, and she starts making fun of Abigail, and she Roland, because you did the kind of the thumbs up behind her when Ren was mouthing off, she decides to tell you this joke about maybe something that happened during training where like she totally made an ass of herself, and you both
I
start
remember
bust
a
out
long
laughing.
time ago. She fell down from climbing the rock wall and pissed herself.
Perfect. Exactly.
Dear.
And right about that time, you see a hellfiend move out from an alleyway. Right when you both bust out laughing.
Is that the same thing that was following us before?
No,
Different
Are
thing.
Halfiends tough, or are they like little?
they're
Mobs.
very very fast humanoid demon-looking creatures.
Okay.
They run almost as fast as most animals. They do nothing but claws and teeth. They're classic demons. To give you an idea, because I can.
How far is he from me?
Oh, it's like an imp.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like a little imp.
Oh, he's in the gardens. We're good. Oh,
That is
shit.
what one
Oh
looks
shit!
like.
I zoomed in really close.
It's that size. Yeah.
What's going on?
How far is
He's
he
sh-
from me?
He's showing us what it looks like.
Oh, there. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't popping up. My screen wasn't refreshing. Hey, look,
So-
it's Diablo.
Yeah. But that's what one looks like, so you guys know.
That's a hell fiend.
That's a hell fiend.
Okay.
It's one of the more generic soldiers from the chaos. At which point she just looks over at you all and she's like, "Fuck." And I need a perception check from Zeke and Flowers. Seeing. This would be a seeing
Oh,
check.
yes. Frick! That was with a focus, too.
Look at all this red. It's just all red rolls.
Those ones.
5
Those
lines
ones.
of ones in there.
My string is so stubborn.
This isn't too difficult to see. However, Flowers, you don't see quite what she does. Zeke, though, you see that because you're actually standing, kind of next to her. You see her reach into like a side holster, and she pulls out what seems like a pistol, and she aims it at it. And you see her sight, and this is from like 45-ish feet away. And she fires, and the head explodes from the Hellfiend. The pistol.
That
and then
doesn't
she
alert
pockets it.
everything.
What the fuck is that grade A bullshit?
You can also tell that the sound makes a very loud crack, but not a boom. It's subsonic, Nate.
Yeah,
Subsonic and silenced, or just subsonic?
Basically, silencers, the whole purpose of them is that they make bullets subsonic. The sound
Okay.
from it is subsonic. Therefore, like the whole idea of movies where like it's like it makes pew pew and that's all the sound it makes doesn't actually
that's
happen.
never gonna happen.
But silencers prevent it from distancing itself, so it keeps it in an area. So it's loud, but it's not fucking doesn't carry everywhere. So you hear this
It
kind of
also-
like crack, and then like you see like the head, the back of the Hellfiend's head just burst open, and splatter the wall, and then she just holsters it back.
I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Because I'm pretty sure I shot a Hellfiend in the head with 3 9mm rounds, and it goes, "Fuck you," and kept attacking me.
You haven't fought a Hellfiend yet.
I'm
We
gonna
did.
relaunch
Nope.
my windows here.
Not yet.
I'm picturing a Hellfiend as like a low level, like a little foot soldier dude, just a nameless grunt.
They are.
Okay.
Like he wasn't a threat at all. Yeah, unless he warned other people.
He
Well,
would
he
be a
would've run
threat
off
if he
and
saw you
warned us.
guys. is
Yeah, if he
basically-
warned other people that they were.
Right.
Sorry, my stream is running like shit, and I don't know why.
No problem.
Everything's been stuttery for me too.
Okay. Anyways, though. So at that point, do you need me to pause for a second, Kiro?
I don't know what the reason is. It says I'm not dropping any frames or anything, but my download seems like it's not good, and I don't know. But go ahead. I'm
Okay.
still recording technically.
So anyway, so she cracks off the shot and she just looks over and she just gives both of you the death glare, and she looks particularly, you two are Nate and Zach, Flowers and Zeke, you guys are absolutely fine. She doesn't look at you. She kind of looks past. She looks at you. She's like, "This will be in the report," and she just keeps walking.
I'm gonna shrug. Yeah.
Oh, woe is me. Whatever shall I do?
I need one more round of stealth checks.
Yeah, something's going on with my stream, and I don't know what it is.
Go gadget.
Would you
my
like to
roll go through?
re-roll?
I'm
Pika?
re-rolling that. I'm re-rolling that. There we go. God damn.
Ren, what are you doing this time when you fail your sneak check?
I don't know. Maybe I like shifted my bag and some loud jingling happened or
Okay.
something. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna be
Because
like,
it doesn't seem like that low of a roll.
I thought you were gonna be like, my name's Ren and I think I'm awesome and I can shoot a big gun really quiet at things from really far away and do fantastic and then I'm gonna put people's names in a report because I have nothing better to do.
That's pretty damn good too.
See, I can hate on my own NPCs. I made her a bitch. I know it.
No, I'm just not gonna say anything this time. We're already on like a really negative like.
Okay.
I'll think that though and chuckle to myself, and maybe from the chuckling I like adjusted my bag, but I did it kind of wrong, and
A tool falls out of the tool pack.
yeah, or something.
A whole pack of like drill bits busts open on the concrete. Maybe some wrenches.
Maybe not quite that bad, but
Okay, no problem. So a couple tools fall out of your pack as you're kind of chuckling to yourself, and she's like, "We're almost there, and you're gonna fucking do this shit now."
I'm not trying to.
Well, then try not to harder. At which point you guys reach the burial grounds, and surrounded in the area are big stones. Old kind of headstone type things. A lot of them destroyed from the original invasion, demons pouring over them, ripping them up, damaged and stuff. The ground, unturned and whatnot. I would say at this distance, you can actually, because it's cold out and a lot of the trees have lost their leaves, you can actually see the Chaos Gate from here. At least little bits of it on the upper area. This is
Can we get a description?
Yeah, I was getting to that. This is something that many of you actually haven't seen because of where you originally were and stay. This is like a kind of a must stay away kind of place. The thing that is most noticeable to you guys because you've never been here is that overall it's highly undefended. It seems to be, that it's not of any major importance to these demons, that this thing is highly protected and there's not some giant, gate around, the Mordor-like, Tower of Sauron type shit going on in this area. It just seems to quite literally be in the middle of the air, this, rend. Something like almost like it's like a tear in reality that's quite literally just been split open. And
can we see anything through it?
You see pitch darkness. And this is the kind of dark where it's not just like it's blackout dark. It actually looks almost like light is being sucked inside of it. You can actually kind of like right where the tears are, you can actually see what almost looks like color changing and bending. Where that tear in the reality is, and through it is pure black.
We're going to need a lot of duct tape to patch that hole.
Also, to give you an estimate on size, this is easily 10 stories high, if not a little bit more. Easily 100 yards wide. And
as far as we know, this is the source of every nasty thing in the Boston area.
This is absolutely the nastiest thing.
They really ripped us a new one.
Does anyone have history lore?
I don't think
Religion?
so.
Biscuits, probably.
It would be history. You would have to know history. I'd say you have to have that to even make a roll on this. Nope.
I'm betting Biscuits has it, but
Okay.
he ain't here.
Then you will know nothing about anything further from that. However, she walks over to this one mausoleum section as you guys are kind of like slack-jawed at this embodiment of humanity's doom breaking the skyline. And she goes and she starts tapping certain sections of the mausoleum itself. When
Do I know why she's doing this?
You don't until you suddenly hear a kind of like an air hissing sound, and the doors of the mausoleum, instead of like opening in or out, like actually like split apart, and inside, like behind those shabby looking doors, is real steel, like thick, 2 feet thick steel doors that shift apart and actually open. She goes, "Welcome to Arlington."
Hello, Arlington.
I assume that you guys go inside.
Aren't we following her lead at this point?
She waves you all to go through.
Alright, I'll go in.
Okay.
I'll bite.
You all enter, and you see her standing outside, and you see her start tapping certain locations, and the doors begin to close, and then she quickly like shuffles inside.